What is cracking, guys? It is roughly 11 p.m. I'm here at the HQ. We're about to start crashing through all the pre-orders from last week's Tech Rope launch. And yeah, before I get into the video, I just want to say big up to everyone who got involved, supported us from all corners of the earth. I really do believe in this rope, and I believe it's going to change a lot of lives. So thank you so much. If you copped, if you got involved, if you supported in any kind of way. This video is a little bit random, guys. I wanted to post this interview that I did with a lovely lady called Daniela, a really powerful, strong woman that I met last year at the New York meetup. She wanted to get an interview with myself and learn more about Rush Athletics, the vision, and just get more of an insight into the whole movement. And she is a boss at skipping. She's been following the movement herself, and yeah, she's just a real strong lady. She suffered from cancer, came back stronger, and yeah, she's just really inspiring for me, really motivating, and I wanted to share this interview. I've been meaning to do it for a number of months, but just, yeah, things just obviously went at a million miles an hour and totally just like, yeah, forgot about it, to be honest with you. But she's doing really well for herself. I'm going to put her links down below. Please go check her out. But the real message of the video that I hope that you guys will get out of it, especially for the new followers getting on board, is just to share what this is all about, what this movement is all about, the positivity, the energy that's really around us, the good people. There's just no space for hate in this community, and that's what I really love. That's what I truly love about it. There's no bad vibes, there's no kind of envy, and if there is, like, they're just going to get pushed out, and that's the main thing. There's just too many good people, too many good vibes and personalities around us. I also hope this video provides some sort of inspiration and motivation to you, especially those who ask me on a daily basis, like why I picked up a rope in the first place, how I got into it, how I started this kind of brand, etc. I know a lot of you behind this camera have dreams, have goals, have just massive ambitions, and you're just stuck in the rut of that 9 to 5 or studying for something you don't enjoy. So just take it on board, guys. You've seen what can happen. No idea is too crazy. No, you know, like I say it in so many kind of videos, I know, but I really want to get that out to you, especially for anyone behind this camera who does have that potential to go so much more further in life and do more and impact a lot more lives around them. This is why I do this, guys. It's all about impact. It's all about making a change and improving the lives of as many people as I can. That is what the whole legacy is all about, and I hope you get that from this interview or get some more information, especially for those who's just started following recently. So sit back, relax. I would love it if you comment down below and let me know your thoughts on it. It's yeah, it was an amazing day in New York last year. The meetup was absolute fire, and it was just after we finished and I was sweating like a biatch. That is just the yeah. Anyway, so listen, sit back, relax, enjoy the interview, guys, and I'll see you in the next video for a fire tutorial. Peace.
I have the amazing Rush Athletics here. What a privilege and what an honor. Rush is out here from the UK, and he has started an amazing movement with the Jump Nation. So what we're going to do is we're just going to kind of get to know Rush. As most of you know, on my page, what I try and do is introduce you to the people, the person behind the actual Instagram page. So what we're going to do is just kind of talk to Rushy. I have no script, just going to kind of ask some questions that I feel that I would want to know, or things that I've thought about when I've seen your videos and whatnot, and that I want to know about. So first of all, Rushy, tell me a little bit about yourself. Like, where are you from? What's your life like? Tell me how you found jump. Just tell me a little bit about yourself. Cool. Outside of jump rope. Outside of jump rope.
So I would like to sound like a pretty standard, regular guy from England. Grew up in an Indian family, going through the like usual motions, like a typical kind of Indian parent, making me stay away from sports, do my studies, and I was really into my sports. I was into football, I was into like athletics, tennis, every single sport. I felt I was good. I was really good at football.
So you've always been an athlete?
Always been onto keeping fit, staying in shape. Just loved the adrenaline of being like in competition. And I just generally had to keep going through life, trying to keep up with my fitness or like my passions, and on the other hand, trying to get good grades to impress my father, impress my mum, and you know, all the kind of things that go around kind of society at the time. So found myself going to university, getting a good degree, working my ass off to get a good job. And that's when the sort of first stage of my life where I took kind of like a rebel kind of step. I quit my job at the age of 24 and I went to South America. Just dropped everything, got a one-way ticket because I wanted to learn Spanish and play football. So I went to Argentina because it's the home of football over there.
Why did you want to learn Spanish?
I think it was just a passion of mine. I was really good at like French at the time. I love languages, and I never been traveling so much. I used to go like Europe here and there, but I wanted to just get out of England and actually like find who I am really. Like, it's really cliche, but really find myself, what I'm about. And I love languages, and I thought to myself, I'm going to go to Argentina. They play a lot of football. They speak Spanish, and at the time I thought they had spicy food, but we'll come to that. They don't have no spicy food there. But I found myself in Argentina. I love the city, I love the country, Buenos Aires, everything else. And it came to a point where I started to realize that there was more to life than just study, work. I was actually just enjoying the people, enjoying life. I was teaching people English. I was playing a lot of football. I met my missus out there, met my wife out there. And it was just a beautiful moment. Like, I just wanted to stay there and not come back to that kind of day-to-day routine. London.
So Argentina brought an awakening for you.
It brought a definite awakening. Like, I never wanted to leave the country. I only had to leave the country because it was difficult for me to find the job that I needed to get to make a living.
What was your profession at the time? Like,
my profession was I was an economist.
Economist.
Yeah.
Right.
So
because I've seen some photos of you in a suit.
Yeah.
And you're going to work, and I'm like, where's he going? Where's this guy going?
So I lead a team. I lead a team in finance in oil and gas.
Okay. And that's what you do in London now.
That's what I'm doing in London. So I had to come back to basically make a living. So I had to come back, and I thought to myself, I need to go back into the grind, the sort of rat race, but I'm actually going to do something for myself this time. So when I got back to London, that's when I decided to actually think about fitness, think about what I'm good at, what I like, what I enjoy. And it was football. So it was about keeping in shape. And that's when I discovered that I used to hate running.
So football was a big thing for you.
Football was a big thing.
That was your big goal.
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's probably like, I don't like having regrets in my life. It's just one of those things that I believe that, you know, your next thing in life or whatever's happening, the path you're on, it's been written for you. That's just our belief, our spirit.
Yep.
And I think that everything happens for a reason. So because football didn't happen, now I believe this is happening.
Right.
So where I was living in kind of like that kind of kiddish kind of chip on my shoulder, or my dad didn't let me play professional football, I came back and I worked for it. I thought, I need to make something of myself. I can't sit behind a desk. I've got too many skills.
So there was no more excuses.
No more excuses. Exactly. I was old enough. I'd had the life experience in Argentina. I now had a missus with me. I wanted to provide for her, provide for us, have a better living.
And kind of make your own way. I guess
exactly.
You could say. You want to do it on your own.
Exactly. And my dad has money. He has all this. He could support me, but I'll never go to my dad for any assistance, no work. No help with money. So I wanted to go at it my own way, and I was going to do it the harder way, which is to keep the full-time job and start something on the side. And that's when I decided that, you know what, like at the time I wasn't enjoying my training when I was playing football. I used to do a lot of running, a lot of treadmill work. And I thought there must be something out there that's going to keep me in shape, keep me feeling better about doing cardio. And that's when I decided to go on the internet. And I always tell this story, you've probably heard it a million times, but I went on the internet, I found the mecca of all videos.
I've never heard this story.
Really?
So it's my first time hearing it. How did you find jump rope?
So I'm watching YouTube now, and I stumble across this Mayweather video. I started to kind of get into boxing at the time. I was doing pad work with like a guy in my gym, and I stumbled across this video that everyone's seen. It's an iconic video with him with his yellow rope.
I know that video.
Inside a kind of studio.
Yep.
And he's just going at it, and this yellow rope is moving, and it's like, I've got hair standing on my neck, like just thinking about it. Because when I saw that video, like my missus right here, she would tell you, like I was insanely obsessed. Like I think I watched that video, no joke, like probably 1,000, 2,000 times.
I'm with you. I've seen that video. I mean, I've probably not that many times, but I've studied and seen that video. It's like dancing.
Exactly.
It's like, and I think my first interview with Mimi You, we talked about that.
Yeah.
And we talked about Mayweather as far as he just really makes it look like dancing, and it's not like that at all when I do it.
You got some good footwork. I love the fact that you concentrate on footwork, but it's right. It is like dancing.
But the video draws you in because it's such an amazing art. It's very artistic the way he does it. So you found this video,
and that is, you just hit the nail on the head. It is the art behind what he does. It's not the fact that, you know, he's doing stuff for show. Of course, he's got little mini tricks here that look really cool, but everything that he does is so calculated because that is the man who he is. Like he's just so precise. He's so calculated. He doesn't miss a beat. Everything he did in that video, I thought to myself, I need to learn. Like every single move.
Had you ever picked up a jump rope before that?
I had picked up a rope. Funny enough, I came to the US when I was about 15 or 16. I bought a jump rope. It was a weighted jump rope on the handles. I used it and I hated the experience. Like it was just not for me. So when I found a very kind of basic, normal kind of usual speed rope.
So you just went to the store and bought a rope, just any rope?
Yeah, exactly. And when I did that, I then obsessively for 3-4 months practice. And it got to a point where I thought, when I look back on the videos now, it definitely wasn't that good, but I thought I got to a good stage. And as I was doing it, I thought the world needs to see this. The world definitely needs to learn this. Like, why are not that many people in my gym doing this?
You didn't see people jumping?
Hardly anyone in the UK. And I used to get made fun of in the gym. That is the funny thing about it. When I was in the gym, people used to tell me to move out of the way. I'm getting in their way. I'm being annoying. so many trainers used to hate me in the gym, like just not wanting me around them because it used to put their kind of clients off. Even though I tried to move as close as I was like, so I don't want to bug anyone, like, but.
So you were getting kicked out of gyms.
Yeah, basically I was just annoying people.
Nobody wanted you around.
No, I was making a mess, and slowly but surely, more and more people used to actually then come up to me and then say to me, listen, like, this looks pretty cool.
Yeah.
Where did you learn that? Like, I do a bit of skipping, but I never knew you could do it that kind of way.
So let me ask you this real quick, because when you do find a jump rope video, like I found Buddy Lee was actually the very first jump rope video I ever saw.
He's been around for a while.
And he's been around. He was like, me and Mimi talked about this as well. He made jump rope look cool when nobody was doing it.
Super cool.
He's a godfather of jump rope.
Yep.
But when I started following him, then I started following other people. So who were some of your inspirations? So when you're in this gym and you're doing this, practicing with the rope and whatnot, who else were you following? Because Mayweather only really has the 1 or 2 videos that he has. He has a few of them. But was there anyone else that was inspiring to you, or did you have to inspire yourself in order to build what you have now?
100%. Like, I didn't come across Buddy Lee, funny enough, until after Mayweather. But Mayweather was always my kind of kickstart. But then after that, it was a case of how can I keep motivated? Because running a full-time job, running kind of like your family duties, like I said, I play a lot of football. The main inspiration was actually how to stay on it and motivated, and it never was like, oh, I'm going to start a skipping brand. It was a case of like me against me, like how much can I take this, how much can I push myself to get to these levels that someone else can do. And then the main inspiration is just the fact that I am actually competitive. Like, I will compete with Gigi all the time. If I ever had a kid, I'll make sure my kid never beats me. Like, I'm so competitive. Like, I was like, I want to be.
I'm not at all.
I'm super. It's just ingrained in my body. Like, that sort of stuff intertwines for me. Like, how much as a person, how much are you a winner? Like, you don't have to be. You don't have to be competitive to be a winner.
I was going to say, do you think you have to be competitive to be a winner?
It's more a case of, no, you don't, 100% not. But for me, it's intertwined. Like, I am so competitive, and I'm so competitive against myself that I expect so much. So when I don't get what I need to get, I'm on it even more.
Well, that's what I was going to say.
It's not against anyone else.
I think that you do need to be competitive, but with yourself.
With yourself,
I think
exactly.
you have to look every day and say, what can I do better?
Exactly. That's the competition. Exactly what I'm talking about. Is that for so many years I was doing this routine 9 to 5 and thinking, oh, I'm just going to get married and get a mortgage and live a happy life. But I knew, like, 20, 30 years down the line, I'll be sitting there, an old man, like 50 years down the line, and just sitting there filled with regret. Because when you know you have these skills and you've got something to share with the world, I'm just like, if I don't do it now, it's now or never kind of thing. So that's what inspired me to kind of create Rush Athletics.
So that's a perfect segue. So one of the things that I saw on your channel, and I may not quote it exactly, but I live and die by this. And what you do, it's a quote that states, what you do for yourself dies with you, but what you do for others lives forever.
Love that.
And I love that. I saw it on yours. I have it actually written in my journal.
Okay.
So it's something that I live by. And I think that everybody comes, well, not everybody, I should take that back. Not everybody comes to a point in their life where they have a desire to do something for someone else. A lot of people do things in life, even you'll see Instagram pages where people are building their own self, their own brand.
Yep.
I am 100% believer that my page and something should offer something back to the community and build the community and build others up. How important is that to you, and how much of that was a part of Rush Athletics when you started that? Did you start doing the jump rope just to make yourself a better person, or was it, I did it for myself and it made me feel better, and now I want to share this with other people?
100%. I love the way you phrase that question as well, because at the beginning it was a case of I was searching for something
for myself
to become better and just take my distaste away from the treadmill and running and get better at football.
I hate running, by the way, so you know. I hate it.
I mean, no disrespect to runners, but
disrespect to runners.
I just couldn't do it myself. So when I found the jump rope, when I found a way to skip like this, I could go for hours. And then when I took that onto the football pitch, it was phenomenal. I became a new person. I was like 10 years younger. So that was the part for myself, because then I was like, wow, this has worked. I'm going to continue this. The moment I stepped in the gym and started to do it every single day, and there's other people out there doing the same thing, you'll see you get heads turning. It's just something that draws people towards you. You don't see someone running on a treadmill and be someone.
Everybody wants to watch him.
You got a nice no. It was a case of no disrespect to the runners are going to hate me like they're switching off right now. No, but if you're skipping, I had so many people coming up to me, and then I started to realize that there's other people that could benefit from this. Like, honestly, like, I should be sharing this to the world, because as I was teaching and training people, and they were picking up the tricks, the enjoyment they got from practicing, then mastering a trick, then getting a trick, just seeing that, like, that filled me with like some incredible kind of feeling that I was like, wow, this is what I was built to do. This is what I was born to do, which was actually just to give back to the world something that will benefit lives and improve lives. No joke, and I say this a bit like, literally humbles me saying it because I've never done an interview like this. Like to say, I think on a podcast I did it, but seeing all these people come to see me, and I've never met them, I've never met you in person. It's all through social media.
Well, can I just say,
yeah.
I jump with a lot of people, and I don't interview everybody. And there's certain people that I interview because of the fact that you have a spirit that comes through your page, and let me just say that in the interview, that comes through with humble and humility and a huge heart to sincerely and genuinely want to help people.
That's exactly what I want.
And you have definitely given that back to the community, so I appreciate that so much, but I have to take that just in case I forget to tell you.
No, thank you so much.
Now, what is the overall goal at this point? Like, you're seeing the community grow. What have you learned from teaching others to jump rope? And what is the ultimate, like, what do you see for Rush Athletics? Like, if you say, in 10 years, I want to see everybody jumping rope in a gym, or what is it that you want to see in 10 years come from this movement?
So, like, straight off the bat, what I want to see and what I know will already happen, I'll say it right now on camera, I'm glad you're recording, is...
You're on recording. So.
It's going to happen. I already know it's going to happen because I can feel it. It's going to be a case of when people are packing their gym bags, when they're putting their trainers in the gym bag, as much as they know they need their trainers for the gym, they're going to pick up that rope because they know they need their rope for the gym. When they pack their socks, when they pack their t-shirt, because if you haven't got trainers in the gym, you might as well get out because there's not much you can do without trainers. But that said, like, you pick up a rope, I want every single person in the world who ever works out to make sure that is just a normal thing. It's something that they just do without thinking. That's number one. The second thing that I've learned about this is that every single person on the planet can do this, and you can do it anywhere. That's the second thing, which is the fact that it's accessible, and that's why I love what we all have in the communities, that we show that. Like, we have from outdoors, we have videos from indoors, we have videos in the gym, we have videos every single place that you can imagine.
You can literally do it anywhere.
You don't need expensive equipment. So that's the second thing. Like, there's such big goals, but like, what I've really enjoyed about this is that from the moment I made one of my first videos and thought, let me put this out there and see, you know, if anyone comes back to me and enjoys it. The moment I started to see my channel grow, and going through that whole kind of life battle with myself when I had my kind of hip operations and all that kind of stuff last year, I remember seeing, and I was unable to kind of produce any more kind of videos, as it were. I was so close to not quitting, but so close to just being disheartened, because what was going on? Where was my brand going? You know, like, was I going to continue doing this into whatever age? Like, I didn't really get as much feedback maybe 2 years ago. Now the community has grown. Like, that is what I've really loved about this, is that people have taken on the baton, people have actually taken on what I tried to hope to try and start with some of the other previous people like Buddy Lee and everyone else, Jump Rope Dudes, and everyone else that started back in the day 3-4 years ago. So many new people and like crazy like skills are out there. So people are really getting into this and they're really taking it to another level. And we spoke about it with the Jump Rope Dudes as well, that we love the fact that it's not competitive. It's not like, oh wow, there's a new cat on the scene.
The jump rope community is probably one of one of the nicest communities.
Exactly. It's
ever.
not like, I don't know what other communities like in terms of lifting and things like, but this is one of the ones where you've got people who travel thousands of miles to meet each other, to go to meetups and just hang out, and it feels like everyone knows each other. So that's like probably the third, fourth thing that I've really learned from this, is that we mean well. It's not a case of I want to build a brand to make the most money and all this kind of stuff out of people. Like I said, if anyone has a skipping rope, if it's my rope, if it's Buddy, if it's anyone's rope, the point is the mission has been like, that is what we want.
So let me just say, and to that point, Rashi, would you agree that if you're not doing something out of sincerity, you will eventually. Oh, it's a short-term game. Fail. It's a short-term game because the times that it's the toughest, when nobody is around, like you said, when the hip operation happens and things are happening, if you're doing it just to build a brand or just to make money, it's going to end right away. But if you say, I got to be better in my hip or whatnot because I've got to help other people and I've got to continue and be an ambassador for what I'm doing, there's something that there's your why. Like, everybody talks about, what is your why?
Exactly.
And so the last question that I want to ask you, just for the sake of time, actually I have two more questions.
Yep.
So why was it so important for you to create a jump rope that pretty much anybody can afford, and that pretty much works in any condition, as far as like, it doesn't, like a speed, kind of works like a speed rope. You can kind of use it definitely to lose weight and whatnot. That was one thing. Is that why did you, because there's some cable ropes out there and whatnot.
There's so much,
So tell me a little bit about why you chose the money rope and why you feel this was the rope for you and for the community. This was something that you were going to make to represent yourself.
I was always an advocate for speed ropes, and I was obviously aware there were so many different types of ropes, mechanisms, and this stuff. Like, loads of different styles of ropes. What I found from my experience as I started like creating this brand and becoming this kind of jump rope coach, when I started training people, group classes and individual one-to-ones, every person that I gave a speed rope to, they were much quicker to understand my techniques, much quicker to understand the moves, the skills, the transitions.
And that's a licorice rope. You're talking
And
about
it's a licorice rope, whatever it is, 4mm, 5mm.
So you feel like this rope, anybody could start. Can I see the rope?
Anyone can start. It's lightweight.
It's got good length of handle. It's
good length of handle. The best.
How much is this rope going to cost somebody?
This will be in the UK. It's about £10 at the moment.
Which is about how much US?
I think it's about 12 or 13 US.
$12 or $13 you can invest. Much cheaper than a gym.
Much cheaper than a gym.
You can do it anywhere. It's lightweight. You can take it on an airplane.
Exactly.
You can take it anywhere with you. Correct?
Yeah, correct. And I think what this rope was about was last year was the fact that I had my community at the time crying for me to create a rope.
Right.
It was a thing where every video I put out is, you know, when you're going to bring your own rope out, because at the time people were just so confused. Which is the best rope?
Right.
And without me coming out and saying, okay, don't always go for mechanism, don't do this starting ropes. That's the reason why I needed something that will symbolize the brand, symbolize what I advocate, symbolize what I know works for beginners. So it was never a case of putting something in someone's hand just for me to make money. It was that I want people to start skipping. I want people to start skipping well. I don't want them to get disheartened, because a lot of people get disheartened with skipping. They would say, if you walk up to anyone in this park today and say, listen, have you tried jump rope? They're like, yeah, I tried jump rope. And you'd be like, oh, how long have you been jump roping? Yeah, I tried it a couple of times and it's a bit difficult, I'll put it down. And I get that a lot in London. And then when you show them what you can do with it, then they're like, damn, like, what's your channel? What do you do? How do you teach this? And then they get interested because they've never seen the kind of things you could do. So this was about me teaching what I teach, but then having something to actually attach to my brand to say, look, if you follow what I do, if you take something away from my tutorials, try this rope. Like, I know the weight distribution, the handles, everything I love about this rope is been built, it's been made to a T, everything, how to adjust it, how to create knots, it doesn't tangle. And it just feels beautiful. So
it's a great rope. I have 5 of them, just so everybody knows. I give them away as gifts, and I've given 2 to strangers, and I've given 1 to a family member. So they are amazing. They're amazing starting ropes. So I guess you could say with Rush Athletics, you have given everybody all of the tools that they will need, including an inexpensive rope that they can order off of your channel to start jumping ropes. So you have the tutorials, the videos. So the very last question that I will ask you, and before I go, I will just say thank you so much for coming out and coming out here to New York.
I appreciate this.
You continue to inspire so many people. We love the movement and everything that you're creating, and I'm sure that you're going to get everything that is due you.
Thank you so much.
And that you are putting that energy towards. You're an amazing person. And the last question I have for you is, what is it that you would want everybody to know, Rush? If you could just say to everyone who's watching this video right now, what do you want everybody to know about jump rope?
Personally, everyone has a special talent. If it's jump rope, if it's numbers, whatever it is, everyone, I believe, has a special talent. There's a lot of people out there that waste their talent, or they believe that they don't have the avenues or the means to create something out of that talent, and they're doing stuff that they don't like. So I'm just going to change that question up.
That's
about
fine.
Because
this is your question.
This is what I really want people to get from my channel, because although I have started a jump rope channel and for myself, and like obviously there's a community growing around jump rope, I don't know if you noticed, but I really want to push the fact that I want to kickstart people, and I think there's so many like people like me out there who are not enjoying what they're doing on a day-to-day basis.
I agree.
And they're
going to jobs that they hate.
Exactly, any jobs, or even if they're unemployed and they feel they don't have an avenue. The means that we have now, like most people out there will have a phone, most people will be able to press a record button, most people will create a video. If you're not good on camera, you could do stuff in the background still, but the point being is that I think everyone has a special talent. I don't like seeing people waste their talent, and if I had like the last message for that question, is a case of this. Luckily, and I was blessed with like the means to learn how to jump rope and actually trying to teach it people and get people kick-started to doing it. But right now, in this moment in time, I'm moving to another direction where I want people to use a jump rope to fulfill like their fitness needs and their mental needs, but at the same time take this idea, take what I've done and apply it to their own personal life, that they could do whatever they want, whatever their talent is. They can pick up a rope, they can pick up a guitar, whatever they're good at. There is so much in this world, there's so much of this pie that is growing, and there's so much to eat, like everyone can have a slice of it. If there's more jump rope teachers out there watching this, if there's more people that want to do jump rope tutorials, I know that I've just met a couple of people today who want to do jump rope tutorials and they think that they're going to step on someone's feet. Listen, like, there's a lot out there. Like, there's so many people getting into this.
Do what you love and
do what you love.
At,
if you're good at it, if you want to teach it, if you want to share it with the world, don't care about the views, don't care about the likes, don't care about monetary values at the beginning or whatever it is. Like, if you really intend to help people, that's all you need to really focus on. And like you said, if that's what your intentions are, good will come back to you.
And that is why I did this interview with you.
Thank you so much.
Because of that reason. Thank you so much.
I love you so much. I love the fact that you've given me time today as well to put me on camera.
I appreciate you sharing all of your knowledge and your dreams and goals with us, and I look forward to watching your journey.
You're an amazing woman.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Peace.
Bye, everybody.